Yes. So did we talk about meridians? No. Last time, I think we were talking about accumulation points and meridians. And I was trying to explain that how the two meridians have some points of accumulations which are used for treatment. And then I was trying to explain how already we have seen how the chi is generated and it is shared. The solid organs share the yang portion of the chi with hollow organs. Right? Now, chi means process, and they are made up of, we can imagine wavelengths. That is the only thing I can say. Otherwise, it will be difficult to understand. So these waves, longer waves are yang chi. When you have a lot of longer waves, that we call it yang, as compared to the lot of bundle of smaller waves, we call it yin. And that is continuously flowing. So what we were talking about is this. So when we said that there is a portion of the channel, did I talk about meridian? Or would you like to see what is a meridian? Have you understood? If someone has not understood what is meridian, let me see. Let us first see that. All of you know what is a meridian? Tripti, please unmute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what is a meridian, Dr. Shailja?
Not clearly, sir.
One thing is clear, that chi is generated where? Where is chi generated? Chi is generated by 5 solid organs. And each solid organ has a partner, hollow organ. This much you know, or no, you don't know even this much? Dr. Shailja.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, can you read this? Can you all read it? Should I read it?
Okay, so let me read. Meridian is the pathway of energy that is called chi. It is the pathway or a channel, something like a pipeline through which the energy flows throughout the body. In Ayurveda, it is called prana. In homeopathy, it is known as vital force. In Reiki, it is called ki. Meridian is not an imaginary pathway, as it can be traced. The channel can be traced, and it is deep, being a highly skilled technique. It can be reached through exact location, correct depth, with the exact selection of acupoint. The depth of the meridian varies from person to person.
Now, meridians are pathways of chi. Once the chi is generated by the organs and they have this chi available, they pass on this chi to the rest of the body, and by whatever path this travels to different parts of the body and mind, that pathway is known as channels. And on this channel, there are so many points. On each channel, there are so many points where these chi is what? Small lots of units of collection of waves, right? And they get accumulated. they get accumulated at different points. Why at different points? Because different types of things have to be stored in a different place. Like for example, the gas storage and the liquid storage, they must have different kinds of storage tanks, isn't it? Similarly, every variety of chi, everything, gas is also chi, liquid is also chi, water is also chi, ice is also chi. So everything is chi, acid is chi, alkali is chi, right? So for everything, you require a different kind of a storage, right? The metal of and the way under what pressure, temperature, it's so different storage is required. So similarly, different varieties of chi are accumulated at different points. They can be accumulated. Chi is going along the pathway. Along the pathway, there are some pots, there are some reservoirs where it gets accumulated. Then they said that these accumulation points, there are 5 unique accumulation points related to each phase. Disturbance. So out of these accumulation points, there are many on each channel. Then this channel also flows superficially just below the skin of the person, the living being, just below the skin. Skin is the topmost layer, outermost layer. Just below it, these meridians are flowing. So they are called meridians. Why they call are meridians? Because all the accumulation points which are superficial, they are the places, they are the available chi from a particular variety, which can be used to treat any ailment. All these points are joined by a line, superficial line on your body, and this line is known meridian. So when I say liver meridian, that means whatever has been generated by liver and whatever is available with the liver, a portion of that liver chi is available at different points along that line, along that meridian. We call it meridian, right? So, and every meridian will have at least 5 points where the accumulated chi is of 5 different varieties or 5 different relevant to 5 different stages of a process. What are the different stages of a process? Like a child born and then it grows to the adulthood and then it becomes old and then it dies. This is a whole process. This process can be divided into 5 portions, right? And so it starts, the initial stage of life is childhood and the last stage is old age and death. And for every stage of your life, you have a different kind of activities. And for different kind of activities, you require a different kind of chi, which is available along the line, that meridian. So this meridian is helpful. Once we can identify the meridian, we can identify all the points where we can give treatment. Out of these so many points, there are 5 points related to 5, specifically 5 stages. Then there are some other points which have some mixed kind of chi, which are unique in its own way, and they are stored, accumulated. So these meridians, now you know what it is. What are acupoints? Acupoints are the points where chi is getting accumulated. And what? At these points, people noted that the electrical resistance is less than the electrical resistance at other points in its vicinity. Am I clear, or should I speak again? Electrical resistance at an acupoint is less than other points or more than other points? Trupti, what have you understood?
Electrical resistance is less than those
Less. Electrical resistance at these accumulation points or the treatment points or where we can treat is less as compared to the resistance at other points. So substantial chi means substantially low resistance. So they are identified. So we can say on every meridian, we will have an wood point. We will have a fire point. Do you understand it, Dr. Shailja? Right? Then we will have an earth point. Meaning what? That at wood point, the chi accumulated is what variety? That which is required in the initial phase of any process. Is it okay?
Okay.
So all the channels, how many organs are there who are generating? There are 5 organs and each organ has a partner. So there are 10 organs, right? Now, so every organ is connected to a channel, to a meridian. Liver is connected to liver meridian. Gallbladder is connected to gallbladder meridian. Lungs is connected to lungs meridian. Large intestine is connected to large intestine meridian, and so on. Right? And for the process going on in that organ, there is a point for every stage of the process. There is a point where sufficient amount of chi required for that or mapping is there for a stage is there. At wood point, chi for initial stage, and at water point, chi required for the last stage of the process. There is yet another thing that you should know. Now, these 5 organs which are responsible for generating every variety of chi, they are in fact not really known for the organ. Of course, they are known for the organ because the chi is coming from the organ. The meridians are fed by the organ, right? But every organ has a specialty. What is the specialty? Every organ is, there are 5 organs and there are 5 stages of the process of any process. So each organ is the major supplier for each stage, one stage. For every stage, there is an organ that is the major supplier for the chi. For example, for the initial stage of process, whether it is life, whether it is building, whether it is whatever it is, the chi available, the major supplier, who will generate that variety of chi? The organ is liver. Did I tell you this thing?
Yes.
All of you know, Dr. Shailja?
Yes, yes.
I don't remember if it is being repeated. So you know it?
Yes.
All of you know. Okay. So you know
Can
it.
you repeat this point, sir?
See, there are 5 solid organs which are responsible to generate every variety of chi that you require for your life, for every action, right from birth till death. And whatever you do, your life can be seen as a sequence of 5 stages: childhood, then youth, then adulthood, then aging stage, and then old stage, right? And in every stage of life, your mind, your thought process, your function, everything changes. So for your childhood, the major maximum chi that you require in your childhood comes from liver. So liver is connected to wood phase, initial phase of any process. This I have said, right? So Aisha, I'm not going to repeat unless you ask questions. Every class in the beginning, I give you a chance to ask. So you should ask then. If you have questions, if you have doubt, you can ask. I shall repeat, no problem. So I expect that you know it. Wood is related to liver, fire is related to heart, earth is related to spleen, metal is related to lungs, and water is related to kidney. So these, which particular tissue, what is more attached to which particular, you have different tissues in your body. You have different tissues. For example, you have muscles and sinews. Right? Ligaments, which are connected to motor nerves. Now, the chi required to move your body, who is responsible? These ligaments are responsible. Unless the motor nerve gives the innervation is there, impulse arrives, the body will not move. They are connected to skeletal system, and that's how the skeletal system moves. This chi or the muscles or the ligaments is provided by mostly by liver. So then we discussed what is wood, what is fire, etc. That we have already discussed, right? So accumulation points, how they are. So there are 2 meridians for every stage. For every stage of a process. How many stages of a process is there? 5. So for wood phase, there are 2 meridians. Which meridians? Liver and gallbladder. Remember, any function of your body and mind that will require chi. And where they will get the chi from? From the meridians, from the channels. So for the initial phase of the process of your life, which are the organs and which are the meridians? Liver and gallbladder are the organs, and their meridians are the 2 meridians for the first phase of life. Now, each meridian will have these points. So there is organ, liver organ for the initial phase. And in liver organ also, you have 5 different points. Like you have the first phase, then second phase, then you have chi available along this path for third phase, then for fourth phase, and then for fifth phase, last phase of the life or last phase of the process. But this has 2 meridians. Suppose this is first phase. So in the first phase, you have first phase. So what does it mean? This is first phase. So for first phase, which organ will supply? For first phase, which organ will supply the chi?
Liver.
Liver. Yes, you are right. So liver will supply the chi. So for first phase, liver is the generating organ. But liver is connected to whom?
Gallbladder.
Bladder. Now, gallbladder also has a meridian. Gallbladder also has a meridian. So suppose this is the gallbladder meridian. What kind of chi is available? What is the difference between the chi available with liver and gallbladder? The liver has only the yin portion of the chi generated by itself. Generated. So the yin is here. Right? Yin portion of the chi generated by liver is here. And the yang portion of the chi which is generated by liver is with the gallbladder. Is it clear? Trupti?
Yes, sir.
Now, what has happened is, so gallbladder will also have 5 points. So, for first phase, for second phase, for third phase, for fourth phase, and for the last phase of the childhood. First phase of the whole process, and in that process, the first phase is also a kind of a process for which these two meridians are carrying the chi. Do you understand, or should I further elaborate? Tripti?
Understood, sir. Understood, sir.
So there is a full process. Let me be sure that you understand it. Okay. There is a full process. There is a full process. Right? The process has started here and the process finishes here. This is a start and this is finish. The full process. In this process, there are 5 small stages, we can say, and they are also processes. Right? All this we have already discussed. However, I'm trying to tell you again. So what is this? This is wood phase. And this is last phase. This is
Water phase.
so you know this. Now for this phase, this is also a process. This is also a process. So this process will also have 5 stages, isn't it? So this is wood process. For wood process, the chi is generated by liver and is available in 2 meridians. For the first phase, you have chi available at these 2 points. This is first phase. This is second phase. This is third phase. And this is fourth phase. And this is last phase. Right? So we can say this is wood. The first phase is first phase. If first phase is known as wood, if suppose this is known as wood, right? Then what is this first phase? This is first phase.
Wood.
Yes. This is first phase. Now, this first phase is known as what? Is known as wood. So let us write here, first phase. And what is this phase?
Water phase.
Water phase. This is fifth phase. This is fourth phase. This is third phase. This is second phase. And remember, this is the sequence one. Once the first phase is over, the second phase takes over. Second phase is over, the third phase takes over, and so on and so forth. Right? So from here, this is first phase. In that first phase, this is first phase. So even in the childhood, when you are born, you are here in the first phase. Right? When you are born in the childhood, this is first phase. Then you will go to second phase. Then you will go to third phase. Then you will go to fourth phase and then the last phase. Do you know? But here, what is the sequence? How this phase changes and how this phase is changing? There is a difference. Here, it is evolution. This is known as, all this is known as evolution. So, mode of chi, this is also process, whole process. This is known as cyclical mode of chi evolution. And there is a different kind of evolution in the branch. That is, each phase, there is a different kind of mode of evolution. Here in this, the mode of evolution is wood, then comes fire, right? Right? Then comes earth. All this you know.
Yes, sir.
And then this comes as metal. And this is water. But when you come to the first phase, here also you can see there is a change in the nature of chi. See, when the child is born, it is not even able to open the eyes. And ultimately, when it is grown up, 11, 12 years, 13 years, it is running here and there, and a lot of energy is there. So this is also, this is how this is evolving. This is evolving from no movement to maximum movement of the childhood. Childhood activities are increasing. Once childhood is complete, total childhood is repeated, fully grown child, then only the youth will start. So this is known as vertical. How it is evolving? It is evolving from no movement, right? It is evolving from, it is evolving. How this is evolving? This is supposed, this is
From no movement to movement.
no movement to maximum movement, isn't it? No movement, then there will be little more movement. Then there will be little more movement, right? So then there will be little more movement. Then there will be little more movement. And this is the final childhood. After this, the maturity will start coming in. After this, understanding will start. So this is final childhood. Now the childish nature will not be visible after this. There will be, of course, some transition stage will be there. There is a transitional phase. There is a transitional phase. This is a transitional phase. Right? Now this childhood is over. Childhood is over here only. Now the heat is coming up here. And heat has just started. So this is the transitional phase. And then fire will also have this similar 5 phases. So least movement is when the child is newborn. This is least movement. This is maximum. This is least movement. It starts. Right? So this is another mode of evolution. This mode is wood, fire, earth, metal, water. What is this mode? This mode is different. What is the mode? Can anyone guess? In the beginning, there is hardly any movement. So we will call it water phase. What will be the next phase? Next will be metal phase.
Metal phase.
This I have told you. You know it?
Yes.
What is this? This is earth phase. This is what happens when we meet after a long time. And then this is
Fire phase.
wood phase. And then what is this? This is fire. This is fire phase. So the last stage is fire. And what is the last stage of this mode? When this is cyclical evolution, what is the last stage? Water stage.
Water.
And what is the last stage of this evolution, which is vertical or linear, we can say? This is linear mode. Linear mode of evolution. And what is this mode?
Cyclical.
Do you understand the difference? And they are, both these modes are going on simultaneously. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Both of these are going on simultaneously. Now we are now going to talk about this evolution. Which evolution? This evolution process. Now the process, how will it go? This will also have cyclical and a linear mode. Now, if we consider the first phase, initial phase. So the wood, in the wood, this will be wood. In the wood, it will be wood. Now, in this wood, there will be evolution like this. Water, metal, earth, wood, and fire. For all this evolution from water to fire, right? The chi available at this point and chi available at this point will be available for this kind of evolution in this phase of wood, right? This phase of wood is governed by chi available on the yin meridian here and the yang meridian here. This is known as, the energy here is known as wind. And the energy here is known as metal. So, what is this? Why here we call it metal, wind, and why we call it metal? Metal is on this side. What is this side? This is yin dominated. This is yin dominated. The activity is going down. And this is yang portion of the cyclical mode of evolution. It is quite complicated, which people don't try to understand and they go for treatment. And therefore, it becomes difficult for them. Right? See this whole portion. So this is on the yang side, first phase. Always it starts with yang. The process starts with yang. Good. And in this, it will evolve like this. Right? So this will have waves. What kind of waves? This will have wood variety, fire variety, earth variety, metal variety, and water variety. This phase. Right? So wood will also have every variety of chi. Wood, fire, earth, metal, water. But first of all, what will be available? What this will be? So first, this will also have wood phase, fire phase, earth phase, metal phase, and water phase. right? Now, in the first phase, you have 2 points where the chi is available for the full growth, full area, right? So there is a main stage, then the branch, then the sub branch, and so on and so forth. We should know that wood, if we take exclusively the first phase, if we talk, in the first phase, we will require every variety of chi. The chi of first phase, second phase, third phase, fourth phase, and fifth phase. That is water, metal, earth, wood, fire, everything will be required. So this is also required. Now, what kind of chi is available here and what kind of chi is available here? That we have to understand in order to be able to use and regulate the mode and evolution and activities, and therefore regulate. If activities are regulated, means health will be regulated. So we ought to know what kind of chi is at wind and what kind of chi is at metal. Metal is on the yin side and what wind is on the yang side. Whereas this meridian is called yang meridian. These are the yang chi flowing here, yin portion of the chi flowing here. So if I have to show you, I can show you a little different thing. What can I show you and how can I show you? Okay, let us stop it. Can you see this image, all of you? Can you
Yes.
read?
Yes, sir.
So in wood phase, this is cyclical mode and this is vertical or linear mode. So here it starts from water to metal to earth to wind to fire. Full bloom, like flower. You see, from a small bud, whole flower. So the childhood is flowering, evolution is that is vertical. Activities are increasing with the time. But here from first phase to second phase, this goes like this. Whatever is here, the fire, the yang, most yang, the child of 11, 12 years, 13 years, that becomes the beginning of the fire phase, the youth. The puberty, when you reach puberty, that is the start of the second phase of your life, the fire. Are you getting it? Had you seen this image, Tripti?
No, sir. I'm seeing this for the first time.
So try, are you able to understand
Yes, sir.
what I'm saying? Two kinds of things are going on simultaneously, right? One is cyclical, the other is within
Linear.
that. For a branch, it is linear, vertical evolution, right? So here from wood, it goes to fire. Here from water, it goes to metal, metal to earth, earth to wood, wind, wood, and wood to fire. Now this fire, that is maximum activity of a child when fully grown child, say 11, 12 years, 13 years, that is the beginning of youth. Once you reach the puberty, your second stage of your life starts. And when you grow fully, you are fully flowered young lady or young man, that stage is the beginning of the third stage. When you get married, want to settle, you have realized that you will you will have to die one day or something, and why not have all the luxuries and everything? So you will start getting, you will have family, house, etc., and everything you will start gaining. Slowly your earning will go. So from water to metal to earth to wood to fire, and fully grown, all you will have your own home, your own family, or car, your fridge, your cooler, your all dresses. You will have all traveled. You will have a lot of experience also. All that you will utilize. And then this fire, now then you start getting fed up, and you start realizing that this is all vain. And that fire starts going down. Fire to wood, to earth, to metal, and then to water. Then further accumulation, further changes, running here and there, getting something new, that also stops. Right? And then you make your own philosophy of life. You have understood what is life. So this phase, this transition phase, has two columns. One where you are becoming more and more yang, and the other when you are becoming from yang to yin. Yang means movement, yin means no movement. Yang means activities, yin means no activity. So the activity is diluting, meaning changes are getting diluted. Then you come, this water is now is the fire. This will further go down. All activities will further go down. So fire to wood to earth to metal to water. This starts like this in this phase on the yin side. On yin side, it is from fire to water. On yang side, it is from water to fire. You have to realize it. And then this water becomes fire of the old age. And that fire in the old age, at the age of say 65, 67, that also goes slowly deteriorates. Wood, earth, metal, and then ultimately no movement at the age of 85, 90. Are you getting it? Is it all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can take a screenshot and keep it in the group. Right? Shall I stop? Now I want to tell you these two meridians for the first phase. We'll come back to that same again. Let us see. What I wanted to tell you is this. So I am removing this. I hope you have already taken a screenshot. Yes? Now you are ready to get what I am saying. If this is a meridian, and this is connected to a solid organ, suppose, and this is another meridian, so for each phase you have two meridians. The first phase is governed by wood, that is liver, and liver has a partner gallbladder. So the two will have two meridians. This will be suppose liver meridian, this is gallbladder meridian. Or if it is metal phase, then this is lungs meridian, this is large intestine meridian. Are you following it? Solid organ has also meridian and a hollow organ, and every phase has a solid organ and a hollow organ. Right. So you have in this, you have here and here. What's the difference? Now, generating organ is only one. What is the generating organ here? In the first phase, the generating organ is liver. Yes, you're right. Liver is here. This is liver. This will generate, but this will pass on the yang portion to whom?
Gallbladder.
Yes, this will pass on the yang portion to gallbladder. Now suppose this is gallbladder. This is liver and this is gallbladder. So the yang chi has come here. So what is happening? Now liver has generated a whole range of wavelengths. So the 5 points that they have, the 5 points that this has is here 2, 3, 4, and 5. The liver has given all the yang to this, right? So, and these are yin chi. In yin chi also there are different wavelengths. Very small wavelengths to the largest. So yin means what and yang means what? This I have told you time and again, and I shall tell you again. So in the liver meridian you have, suppose you have this, then you have this, then you have this. Will it be like this? It will not be like this. So this will be the least yang, that is maximum yin. So a little less yin. This will be little less yin. Right? And then this has two kinds of waves. One is of heat and the other is of hotness. So this has 6 energies. This is wind. This is less, but this is more yang. So meaning thereby that if we say that liver has generated, suppose liver has generated the very yin, then this one 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then 6. So liver has generated this, plus it has generated other ones. Huge range is generated. It has generated on top of it. It has generated this one. Then it has generated this one. Then it has generated this one. Then it has generated other ones as well. Then it has generated this one. It has generated this one. And it has generated this one. So this is with liver. And this is with the gallbladder. So what I mean to say is that in liver, you will have 6 points where the chi of different ratio of yin yang is accumulated. This is what? This is maximum yin. This is accumulated at a point which is known as water point. Why water point? Water is maximum yin. So maximum yin is here. Maximum yin is here. And this point is known as water point. This point is known as water point. Right? And this point, this is a point, the first point which you get on the meridian has a different kind of a chi. But the next, just the last point which you get here, just before that, the point which is there you will have a different kind of a chi. What kind of a chi? A little more yang. So this will be available at this point. And this will be available at this point. This will be available at this point. And this will be available at this point. Right? So this particular lot will have another line also, which will be a little more than this. So this is a bunch of 2 lines. Sorry. So both these will be available here. So this is this point where this is available, this kind of a wave, a little longer. This is known as this point. The chi here is what kind of chi? Metal variety. What kind of chi is available here? Earth variety. What kind of chi is available here? The fire variety. And what kind of chi is available here? The wood variety. So when the child is born, this energy is governing. Is this energy? No. The child, when he is born, what kind of chi is there? He is very yin. This is very yin. This kind of chi. But the first phase in that, in any process for that matter, any stage, whatever. Now this is wood stage. Wood stage. So the wood phase, in the wood there is a wood phase, there is a fire phase, there is an earth phase, there is a metal phase, there is a water phase. Right? Isn't it? So the first phase, second phase, third phase, we have nominated it first, second, third, but their sequence changes. In the cyclical mode of evolution, the sequence is different. And in the linear mode of evolution or vertical mode of evolution, the sequence is different. That I have already shown you. In the first phase, that is wood phase, especially speaking, in the wood phase, there are activities. And this activity is governed by two kinds of chi. Here, what kind of chi you have, and what kind of chi you will have at the other places. So this is, I will show you that, of course, but let me write it first here. This is metal. This is gallbladder. This is gallbladder meridian. And this is liver meridian. Liver. So this is connected to this and this is connected to this. This is metal. So first point here is metal. And in the first phase of this wood, these two are working. Right? One is yang, the other is yin. One is trying to move. The movement should start in the child, newborn child. The other is stopping the movement. No movement. So cannot be much movement. So what kind of chi is here? And what kind of chi is here? That also we should know. So here you have what kind of chi? And here what kind of chi you have? Then here you what kind of chi you have? And here also you have a chi. Now this will have again two chis, two kinds of wavelengths. Why? Because this is metal and this is water. What is this? Wood. This is what?
Fire,
Fire. What is this?
earth.
Oh, बोलना चाहिए ना. Okay. So in the first phase, there are two kinds of, this is wind. The energy here is wind. And the energy here is, this is known as dryness.
Right.
Right? So this chi, this is also having very yin and very yang. This is also having very yin and very yang. The most yin, where is this? If someone can tell, Trupti and Dr. Shelja, out of the two, the rest are repeating, so I'm not asking. But I should like to ask either Tripti or Shelja. This water point will have what? Which wavelength will have? GB has these many. 6. So which one? This one, this one, this one. Which one is most yin? This is
Lowest one.
lowest. And water is the most yin. So this kind of waves shall be available at which point? This point, the second point. And water has two kinds of energies, cold and coldness. Like fire has two kinds of energies, heat and hotness. What is the difference? Heat is in the fire and hotness is the temperature which is felt outside. Similarly, cold and coldness. Cold is inside eyes and coldness is that which you find a little away from the eyes, from the source of cold. Right? So these two you will find here. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes,
What
sir.
will you find at this point? Metal. A little more yang than water. A little more. Next yang is in the metal. So you will find a little more, a little longer. You will find it here. What kind of thing you will find here? More yin than this. Sorry, more yang than this. Which one? This one is more yang. So you will find which one you will find? You will find here. And fire, where will you find? More yang. Fire is more yang. So this is longer wave. This longer wave you will find here. And the longest maximum yang, that you will find here. So no, there is a earth point on the yang meridian. There is a earth point here on yin meridian. There is a fire point here and there is a fire point here. There is a wood point here and there is a wood point here. There is a water point here and there is a water point here. Metal point here, metal point here. But their sequence is like this. You will have to remember on yin meridians, that is, liver is what? Solid organs. We call it yin organ. Why? Because they are having yin chi. And gallbladder is yang. Why we call it yang? Because it has the yang chi available in the organ. That is what it is sending. Now, can you see what is the difference between the fire on the yin meridian? What kind of wavelengths it has? It has this kind of wavelength. See? Fire means maximum yang. On liver meridian, this is maximum yang. This is the maximum wavelength. On liver meridian, whatever the accumulation points are there, the maximum yang chi is available at fire, which is definitely fire is yang. So the longer wavelengths are here. Metal and water. What kind of wavelengths are here at water? This one. Is this longer than this or shorter than this? See, at water, you have what kind of? Water has two energies, cold and coldness. So the two kinds of wavelengths. These wavelengths are longer than these wavelengths, but they are known as what? They are known as water. And they are here. So what do we find? The chi available at water point on gallbladder meridian is more yang than the chi available at fire point of liver meridian. This is the net result of our discussions. Chi at fire point of liver which is yang is less yang or what we should write is the other way around. Chi at water point of GB meridian is more yang than that at fire point of liver. In case you have understood it, then all our discussions are fruitful. Can all of you read this? Tripti, can you read it, what I have written?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is
Chi
it?
at water point of GB meridian is more yang than that at fire point of liver.
Now, between fire and liver, which one is yin and which one is yang? Fire is yang
Fire is yang.
and water is yin. That means this yin is more powerful. Yin will stop the movement and fire will make the movement continuous. Right? So the power of no movement will be more and the power of movement will be less. Do you understand? There are two forces. One is trying to move, the other is trying to stop. That which is trying to stop is known as yin, that is known as water on gallbladder. And that which wants the thing to move on, that is fire, but that is not as strong as the force which is trying to stop it. Are you able to understand? This fire
Yes, sir.
and this water, they belong to the same phase.
सर अब थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन होने लग गया।
आपको होगा, आप आते नहीं है कभी, can't help
सर नहीं, मैं आ रही हूँ।
आते रहिए. So this is first phase where there are two kinds of chis. The chi for the wood and the chi for the metal. Both together, they manage all the activities of the first phase. The first phase, that is childhood maybe in our life, the first phase. The activities of the first phase is managed by whom?
Metal.
Two energies, two things. Two kinds of chis are managing all the activities of the first phase. The wind variety and the dryness variety. But the point is that dryness is more yang than the wind here. Though wind in nature, it is yang. Dryness in nature is yin. What does it mean? By nature, wind wants to start the movement and dryness wants to stop the movement. But which is more strong? There are two forces. One to start the movement, the other to stop the movement. Which one is more strong?
Wind. Wind is more strong.
No.
Dryness is more strong.
See,
Here,
look at the
dryness is
wavelength
It
here.
has the
What is the
capability to start the movement should be strong.
Hema, please see the image also. What is the length of this wavelength which is available at metal? This is the length. And what is the length available of this wave?
Lesser.
This is length. So which one is stronger? This one. Higher means more yang. Though in nature, this wants to stop. And in nature, this wants to start the movement. But the force available for starting is only this much. And the force trying to stop is this much. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
नहीं समझ में आ रही. These are totally yin. Liver has only yin chi. And gallbladder has all the yang. But in gallbladder also there are smaller wavelengths and there are longer wavelengths. In liver also there are smaller wavelengths and there are longer wavelengths. The smaller wavelengths are yin, the longer wavelengths are yang. So in gallbladder, every wavelength is longer than whatever the liver has. Liver's maximum wavelength is this much. And the minimum wavelength in the gallbladder, that is also longer than the largest wavelength on the liver. At fire point of liver, that is what I have said time and again, I don't know. At fire point of liver, if the chi has a wavelength this much, sufficiently young. But what is the wavelength of the chi which is yin? Let me do this. बहुत confusion तो होगा ही.
So in general, like we can say, like the yang of gallbladder is more than like this wavelengths of liver.
हमने क्या लिखा है ऊपर पढ़िए ना. Can you read what I have written, Dr. Shailja?
Yeah, chi at water point of gallbladder meridian is more yang than at fire of liver.
Oh, now I'm trying to draw. Suppose this is the chi available at fire point. So this is sufficiently young. This should be long enough. This is the longest. Fire is the most yang. Fire is the most yang. Sahi. The most yang. This is at fire, right? What is the wavelength of the chi available at water point or water point of gallbladder meridian? The water point, the nature is black, yin. But the wavelength is this is water on GB. This is fire on liver. This on liver, this is maximum yang. On liver, fire is maximum yang. Fire is maximum yang. So this is the situation. The minimum And most yin on gallbladder is also more yang than fire. What does it mean? It means that whether it is a yin force or yang force, the magnitude of the yin and magnitude of the yang both are measured in terms of yang only. This yin is more yang, this water and metal are more yang than the most yang, that is fire and wood on the yin side. I shall give you an example. This example I had given on the other class also. So there is a family of wife and husband. I shall make it lighter. Let me connect it to the battery. Charger. Husband and wife are living in a family. Who is yang and who is yin? Dr. Shelja.
Yang. Yang is
Husband
the
and wife, who is yang and who is yin? Any idea?
Yang is the wife. Yang is the husband and yin is the
Husband is yang. Why? Because he goes out, he can work more, he has more muscle power. He can lift heavier weights. He can act, he can run faster, probably normally. I mean, exceptions are always there. What is exceptional? Now, wife is yin. She remains in the house, suppose housewife. Traditionally, wives were supposed to be housewives only within the house. And the husband used to go out and fetch. They used to do hunt and all that. So they were supposed to be yang. So in those terms, so husband is yang and wife is yin. There's another family nearby, neighbors. They are also husband and wife. So husband there is also supposed to be yang and wife is supposed to be yin. But have you seen neighbors fighting at times? At times neighbor also fights. At times they are very friendly, and some neighbors, they can be non-friendly also. One fine evening, what has happened is that this man, the first family, he was kind of very tired or maybe a little intoxicated. He rang the bell of the neighbors. Neighbor's wife came out, answered the bell. She was not in a good mood. And he saw this man to be a little intoxicated. And he tried to push the lady and get into the house. This lady was so furious. She pushed the man very badly, slapped him, abused him. In the meanwhile, her husband came out and he could realize that this poor fellow, he is a little intoxicated and maybe he was confused and therefore he has done it. So he started asking his wife, forget it, leave it. No, I will not leave. Nothing. Why the hell he should come? He should never come again. I shall give him a lesson so that he never comes here in this direction. Now that wife starts fighting that more than the husband. Husband, knowing that this happens with men, they get intoxicated at times when they go out. So now, though the wife is yin, she has become very yang and she wants, but actually she wants to only stop his activity at their door. उसकी वाइफ ज्यादा यांग है कि नहीं है? चिल्ला चिल्ली कर रही कि नहीं? मारपीट कर रही नहीं? कौन है यांग? किसकी एक्टिविटी ज्यादा है, हस्बैंड की कि वाइफ की? लड़ कौन रहा है? वाइफ. और हस्बैंड की इतनी हिम्मत नहीं कि अपनी वाइफ को थप्पड़ मार दे, क्योंकि वो इतनी बदमाश है, अपने हस्बैंड को भी मारेगी। अब यिन होते हुए भी कितना यांग है वो, ये देखो। वाइफ उसकी यिन है पड़ोस में, गॉल ब्लैडर वाली, लेकिन बहुत यांग है। और ये फायर है, पहले फैमिली का ये यांग है, लेकिन वो कुछ नहीं है उसके सामने, यिन है। दैट इज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग। तो फर्स्ट जो हस्बैंड है, फर्स्ट फैमिली वाला, वो लिवर का फायर है, लिवर का यांग है। और सेकेंड फैमिली की वाइफ जो है वो यिन है, लेकिन जो गॉल ब्लैडर वाली है, पहली फैमिली कौन सी है, लिवर, दूसरी फैमिली कौन सी है, गॉल ब्लैडर। बात समझ में आ रही है आपके डॉक्टर डॉक्टर शैलजा?
Yes.
सो यिन जिस जो रोकना चाहती है इसकी एक्टिविटी को, उसकी डायरेक्शन को, उसके मूवमेंट को, दैट हैज मोर फोर्स एंड पावर टू स्टॉप। हस्बैंड नहीं रोक सकता उसको उतना। समझ में आ रही है बात? तो इस अगर तो हमने क्या कहा कि लिवर और गॉल ब्लैडर दोनों के पास हस्बैंड भी है, वाइफ भी है, यिन भी है, यांग भी है। लेकिन गॉल ब्लैडर के पास जो यिन है वो भी लिवर के पास जो यांग है, सबसे बड़ा वेवलेंथ है, उससे बड़ा है। Tripti, are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
So the chi at metal point of gallbladder or water point at gallbladder, all of them is more yang than the chi available at wood point and fire point of the liver meridian, which are more yang. समझ में आ रही है? But nature is different. One wants to move, the other wants to stop the movement. Stopping the movement is more powerful, more yang. ये बहुत बड़ी बात है, हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ एक्यूपंक्चर के अंडरस्टैंडिंग तक ये बात जाएगी, याद रखिए। तो हमने क्या देखा, यिन और यांग दो फोर्सेस हैं, एक रोकने वाला मूवमेंट को, एक चलाने वाला मूवमेंट को। दोनों की मैग्नीट्यूड, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड मैग्नीट्यूड तृप्ति? इंटेंसिटी, डू यू अंडरस्टैंड इंटेंसिटी? इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द फोर्स इज मेजर्ड इन टर्म्स ऑफ यांग। यिन कितनी यांग है या यांग कितना यांग है, दोनों को यांग के टर्म्स में मेजर करते हैं। टीसीएम में ये बहुत बड़ा कंफ्यूजन है, जितने भी आप पढ़ोगे ट्रांसलेशन, उसमें यिन यांग इस तरह से लिखा हुआ है, विच पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड। वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर, एंड देयरफॉर आई एम गिविंग सो मच ऑफ टाइम टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड। इतना जो मैं कर रहा हूं झिक झिक, वो इसीलिए कर रहा हूं क्योंकि बाद में एडवांस लेवल में जाके people just get confused, they just don't understand what I'm talking. यहीं पर इतना झिकझिक कर ले ताकि बाद में समझ में आ जाए। यिन और यांग दोनों की इंटेंसिटी यांग के टर्म्स में मेजर की जाती है। यिन है भाई वो, अरे कितना यिन है, बहुत यांग है। और यांग के लिए पूछे, यांग है, अरे कितना यांग है, अरे उतना यांग नहीं है, कौन ज्यादा है। लेकिन नेचर कैसा है, एक का रोकने वाला, एक्टिविटी रोकने वाला नेचर है, और एक का एक्टिविटी चलाने वाला नेचर है। कम पावर है लेकिन वो चलाना चाहता है, वो पुश करना चाहता है आगे को, और ज्यादा पावर है लेकिन वो रोकना चाहता है, डजंट वांट टू। तो कौन किसके कंट्रोल में रहेगा, जिसकी ज्यादा ताकत है, जो ज्यादा यांग है। नहीं, चाहे वो रोकने वाला हो, चाहे वो चलाने वाला हो, ताकत जिसके पास ज्यादा होगी उसी की बात चलेगी। जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस। शिवा हैज नॉट गॉट इट, जिसकी लाठी उसकी भैंस, ही विल नॉट अंडरस्टैंड। सो इफ यू see, no, if you have a sword and I have a kitchen knife, so whatever you can do, I mean, one who has a sword, he will always be overpowering the person with a knife. नहीं, एक मुसलमान 3-4 हिंदुओं पे भारी पड़ता है, क्योंकि हिंदुओं के पास कोई आर्म्स एमुनिशन है नहीं, और वो तो तलवार और बारूद लेके घुसे थे, बाबर से लेकर कहीं पे भी आ जाओ. Why they could rule? They came only a bunch of people from Ghajini, but they had the power of sword. They had the power of gunpowder. So nothing could be done. So they ruled for 800-900 years. तो वो बात है. अब देखें हम लोग अगर बाद में वापस, तो now you will understand that what is happening. So I shall put thick lines and in a different color. Which color I should take? I should take this color. Okay. See, so this metal in nature, it wants to stop this wind. Wind wants movement, metal wants to stop in this phase. So what is happening? This movement is restricted, disciplined, within control of what? This metal. So this will govern, this will dictate terms on this wood. Move only this much. You have to get into your own house and be there only. Go from that particular way. That path is your path. Don't come on this path. All this who will do? This metal will do. What will it restrict? Because liver has generation. So this is generating. This is generating wood variety, that is pushing variety of waves. Those pushing variety of waves which are smaller in length is here. But the pushing variety of waves are also longer, which are produced by liver. Where are they? The longer variety of pushing waves are here. Wood on the gallbladder. It has been passed on to the gallbladder. Liver gives the yang variety of wood to this. So wood of two varieties, yin wood and yang wood. Or we can say less yang wood and more yang wood. More yang wood is on the gallbladder meridian. Less yang wood is on the liver meridian. Right? Similarly, earth. So earth variety of chi is also generated by liver. Two. So which ones? One will be yin earth. Earth is yin on the liver meridian. But whereas this earth variety, this is the longest, largest wavelength. So this is the most yang out of the whole lot of liver and gallbladder chi. Which is the most yang chi available? This is the most yang chi available. And earth, you remember, is a transitional phase where you had seen two columns. One connected to the yang side, the other connected to the yin side. So whichever, if this earth is with yin, it will become very yin. It will really stop everything. But if this yin is with yang, this will become very yang. It will push. It will become very hi-fi. If you are getting it, it is okay. It is lucky that you are getting it. It's very complicated. If you can't get it, well, it's my fault also and your fault also. So I have tried to explain it, and if you have not understood, you can ask me.
अर्थ वाला नहीं समझ में आया. इससे पहले you explained with an example, then I got that.
You came late, Hema.
Sir, actually I was gone somewhere and it took me time.
I can't help it. Can I help it that if you go on voyage or something? I can't help it, no?
Yes.
You should have listened to all the recordings. That also you missed it for 5 days. 5-6 days it was. In fact, earlier the two lectures were for 10-12 days available. You should have listened. Anyway, I shall explain again. What have you not understood?
The last earth point.
See, length of the line, that is showing the length of the wavelength. Length of the wave. Larger wavelength means more yang. There are two things for the nature, for the chi. What? One is the nature, whether it wants to move the thing or it wants to stop the movement. Movement and no movement. Yang is what? Yang wants movement. Yin wants no movement. Will you remember this?
Yes.
What? Yang is for what?
For
Yang.
movement. Yang wants to start the movement.
Not only start, maybe continuous movement. Movement is the nature of yang force.
Yeah.
No movement means restricting movement, stopping movement, retarding movement, disciplining movement, containing movement. This is the nature of
Yin
yin.
force.
No, don't come.
Yang force.
Yin force.
Yin. Sir, I was right. You confused me.
Husband of wife का देखो ना example.
Yes.
चलो मुझे परेशान मत करो, सोने दो. Who says that? Wife or husband?
Wife.
She is yin. The husband wants to progress, proceed,
He's
doing
yang.
some activity. रहने दो तुमसे नहीं होगा. Or maybe forget it now, go to sleep. This is the nature of yin. Right? No, if husband is more yang, wife will succumb. If the wife is more yang, he has to stop his movement, his proceedings. Simple. So length of, first starting from minimum wavelength to a certain extent, this is all in the liver meridian. Then higher waves, they start in the gallbladder. That which is higher than the fire on the liver, that it becomes the water on the gallbladder. तो वाटर के पास जो ची है, उसकी जो वेवलेंथ है, उसका जो स्ट्रेंथ है, that is more yang. But there, its nature is to stop. Its nature कैसा है इसका? Nature कैसा है? Nature is to stop the movement, to stop the activity, to stop the progression, to stop the evolution, to stop the movement. But it is very strong, more strong. Why it is so? Because any movement, any generation of chi must be controlled, restricted, because you have limited essence. If everything is used, you're gone. So you have to use it judiciously. So brain is governing everything. So these hollow organs, gallbladder is the brain of liver. Ultimately, liver only is responsible for everything, all movement. No, but gallbladder is the brain. It says, don't move haphazardly. Move in a way which is purposeful and which will help and give you pleasure in life. yin yang को नहीं समझे तो कुछ भी नहीं समझोगी हेमा. Try to read whichever book you have. Try to read yin yang. उतना तो बताएगा नहीं जितना हमने बताया क्लास में इतने दिनों. I am trying to tell you that yang meridians are having longer wavelengths. उसमें भी दो प्रकार के वेवलेंथ्स हैं. एक वो जो मूवमेंट चाहते हैं और एक वो जो मूवमेंट नहीं चाहते हैं. फर्स्ट फेज में दो प्रकार के, एक मूवमेंट कराने वाले, एक मूवमेंट रोकने वाले. सेकंड फेज में भी ऐसे, थर्ड फेज में भी, फोर्थ फेज में भी, फिफ्थ फेज. एवरी फेज देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ forces. One which wants movement, which wants activity. One which wants to restrict the activity. लास्ट फेज में, फिफ्थ फेज में क्या है? फिफ्थ फेज में क्या है? फिफ्थ फेज में, लास्ट फेज में, on the yin meridian, what do you have? This is the last few lines that I will tell you today. See, this is liver meridian. And this is gallbladder meridian. So this is the last phase. This is the last phase. This is the first phase. What are the points here? For this phase also you have two forces available, yin force and yang force. But the yang available is more yang and is yang in nature. What is this? This is coldness. What is the last point? The last point on the yin meridian, last phase is governed by water phase, chi. What is the energy of water phase? Coldness. This is the energy of the last, at the last point on the yin meridian. And what is the energy here? Earth. Earth phase means what is the energy? Humidity. Now, coldness and humidity, here, that means this is cold, very yin. That means the nature is stop. This has come to stop. This must stop. The car was running and it should stop now. Who is stopping it? Who will stop it? Who will control this? No, 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 no. Keep moving. Go a little, one more step. Who will ask that? This force. This force only can restrict the stoppage. Stop को भी रोकना पड़ेगा ना. So here, see, the coldness is here very, very, it's like this. The wavelength here is very heavy, very dense. This wants to stop. But the wavelength at this point is what? On the yang side, the wavelength is this much. पतला है लेकिन लंबा है. Subtle है लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा है. This is not subtle. This is substantial. But it is less yang. Right? And this is non-substantial, thin, very long. So this, if on the fire, this will be somewhere like this, not as young as the chi at humidity. At this point, the chi available is more yang than the chi available at the fire point. Fire, what is the energy? Heat. See, on yang meridian, the chi at heat point and the chi at humidity point. Which one is more yang? Humidity is more yang on yang side. What about the humidity on the yin side? So yin side, the humidity is here. This is first, this is second, this is third. This is humidity. Here humidity is what kind? What is the wavelength? The wavelength here is here. So look at it. Here also there is humidity. The subtlety, patla utna hi hai. It is so as thin as here. But this is blue in color. This is red in color. So which one is more yang? This humidity is far yang. Both these humidity have similar nature. The thinness is same, but wavelengths are different. This is very large. This is much smaller. This is yin and this is yang. So humidity on the yang meridian is very yang. Humidity on yin meridian is yin. All these complications, variations you will have to remember before you go for treatment. It's not so easy. You know, whatever you learn in your diploma and degree, you will never be able to make your own formula, whatever you do. क्योंकि यही माइंड तो थक गया यही. You are tired. It's not so easy. You see, you are dealing with energy. Now, energy is very, very subtle. Energy वो थोड़ी तुम्हारा हाथ पैर मुंह कान देख लिया. अंदर क्या काम कर रहा है दिमाग में. किसी को दिमाग को चेंज करना बहुत मुश्किल है. फिजिकली आप रोक सकते हो. Mentally you can't stop. Very complex. Energy is very complex. Very subtle. So liver हमने आपको बहुत कायदे से इसलिए बताया. Whatever it generates, the yang goes to gallbladder. Now the gallbladder is sending chi to gallbladder meridian. Liver is sending chi to liver meridian. You see? All the phases are there and all the phases. The total thing starts. The first phase must be looked after. All the activities of initial phase of a child is governed by the wind energy available on liver and the metal energy, that is dryness energy available on gallbladder. Primarily, though there are other energies also. Primarily, they are governed by wind and metal. Both are generated by liver only. Second phase of life is governed by fire type of energy available on liver meridian and water type of energy available on gallbladder meridian. Nature and wavelength. Two things you have to see. Nature means either it wants movement or it doesn't want movement. Wavelength means kitna takat, how much is the power. Two things, wavelengths. So wavelength and nature, two things you have to see. And remember everything. Yang is non-substantial, yin is substantial, yang is active force, yin is reactive force. All that you will have to. Yin yang se पीछा नहीं छूटेगा. Whatever you do, you can't forget yin yang and then treat. समझ में आ गई? If नहीं समझ में आ गई तो next class में you are welcome to ask.